The Voyager journey. Humanity's distant messenger. The story begins with a traveler, not of flesh and bone, but of metal and circuitry. A machine unlike any other we have ever sent into the heavens. This is no ordinary spacecraft. It carries with it more than instruments and fragile wires. It carries the restless imagination of an entire species. It is the most distant human-made object in existence. Unlike the machines that remain grounded on Earth, or the spacecraft that orbit nearby worlds, this one drifts alone, untethered, slipping farther and farther into the endless ocean of interstellar space. That traveler is Voyager 1. A humble beginning launched in 1977, Voyager began its journey with technology that now seems impossibly simple. Its computer power was weaker than the most basic phone in our pockets today. Its memory was tiny, its cameras limited, its systems delicate. And yet, inside that modest frame was a daring ambition, to stretch beyond the familiar planets, to test the limits of human engineering, and to send our curiosity further than it had ever gone before. More than 4 decades later, Voyager 1 has traveled over 22 billion kilometers from Earth, a distance so vast that it challenges the imagination. Against all odds, it still endures. It still whispers across the void, sending signals so faint they are weaker than the dim glow of a household bulb. And still, Earth listens. Massive antennas of the Deep Space Network reach into the dark, capturing the faint voice of a traveler that refuses to fall silent. The Grand Tour Voyager's mission was born from a rare opportunity. In the late 1960s, NASA engineers realized that the outer planets would align in a unique formation between 1977 and 1980, an event that happens only once every 176 years. This alignment meant a spacecraft could use each planet's gravity as a slingshot, skipping across the solar system in a grand tour. Seizing the chance, NASA built 2 spacecraft, Voyager 2 and Voyager 1. Launched just weeks apart, they followed different paths, with Voyager 1 racing ahead. The plan was modest, a 4-year exploration of Jupiter and Saturn. But what unfolded was far greater. At Jupiter, Voyager revealed a world alive with violence, storms larger than Earth itself, a magnetic field far stronger than expected, and Io, a moon erupting with lava fountains and rivers of molten rock. For the first time, humanity discovered that another world beyond Earth was geologically active. At Saturn, Voyager exposed rings more intricate and dynamic than anyone had dreamed, and Titan, Saturn's largest moon, revealed itself as a world with a dense atmosphere, hinting at chemistry that might resemble the conditions of early Earth. Voyager 2 continued onward, becoming the first and only spacecraft to visit Uranus and Neptune. It showed us tilted magnetic fields, deep blue storms swirling with methane, and icy moons where volcanoes spewed not fire but frozen gases. For the first time, distant dots of light were transformed into living, detailed worlds, strange, beautiful, and alive with mystery. Into the unknown. After completing its planetary encounters, Voyager's true journey began, the voyage into interstellar space. The spacecraft moved toward the edge of the Sun's domain, the boundary where the solar wind yields to the interstellar medium, a region called the heliopause. For decades, scientists could only speculate whether Voyager would live long enough to find the boundary of our solar system. Its instruments were designed in the 1970s, its power supply finite, its systems fragile compared to modern technology. Yet against all odds, the little spacecraft endured. And then, in 2012, more than 121 times farther from the Sun than Earth, it made history. Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause, the invisible frontier where the solar wind of our star finally gives way to the interstellar medium. For the first time in human history, something built by our species had stepped into the space between the stars. The moment was not quiet. Its detectors recorded a sudden rise in cosmic rays, particles that come from the galaxy itself rather than the Sun. There were ghostly pulses of plasma, as if the spacecraft had touched a hidden ocean flowing through the Milky Way. Yet one mystery remained unsolved: the direction of the magnetic field. Instead of flipping as expected, it stayed strangely aligned with the solar system. The result was a cosmic riddle. Had Voyager fully entered interstellar space, or was it still brushing against the sun's fading influence? To this day, scientists continue to debate what that crossing truly meant. What is certain, however, is that the edge of our solar system turned out to be more complex and more mysterious than anyone had imagined. A silent future today, Voyager drifts ever outward. Its path now points toward the Oort cloud, a vast sphere of icy fragments that forms the outer shell of our solar system. It will take tens of thousands of years for Voyager to pass through this region, and by the time it does, Earth itself may have transformed beyond recognition. Civilizations may rise and fall, languages may vanish, continents may shift, and even humanity itself could be changed, or gone. Yet Voyager will still be moving, silent and steady, a lone traveler carrying the imprint of those who launched it. Its heartbeat is powered by a small nuclear generator, fueled by plutonium. But like a candle burning slowly, its energy dwindles with each passing year. One instrument after another has been switched off to conserve power. By the early 2030s, the final whisper may fade, and the spacecraft will fall silent forever. It will become a ghost ship, still sailing through the dark but no longer speaking to those who made it. The golden record, yet Voyager carries more than machinery. It holds something far more enduring, the golden record. This copper disc, designed to last 1 billion years, is humanity's message in a bottle to the cosmos. Carved into its grooves are greetings in dozens of languages, from ancient dialects to modern speech. There are sounds of nature, waves crashing on distant shores, rain falling, wind rushing through forests, the calls of animals, the voices of children, the cry of a newborn. There is music from across human history, classical compositions, blues from forgotten streets, and chants echoing from cultures that stretch across the earth. Accompanying the sounds are images: the double helix of DNA, landscapes of mountains and rivers, sketches of animals, and photographs of human faces. Together, they form a portrait of life on Earth in the moment we first reach toward the stars. It is more than data, it is a declaration. A statement that says, we were here. We lived. We loved. We dreamed. And we dared to send a part of ourselves into the unknown. Even if no one ever discovers it, the act itself is profound. The golden record is not only a message to the cosmos, but also a message to ourselves. It reflects a time when humanity, despite its divisions and struggles, chose to define itself as a single species reaching beyond the cradle of Earth. Voyager's legacy. Voyager 1 is not just a spacecraft. It is a monument to human endurance and imagination. With computers weaker than the phones in our pockets, it revealed worlds we had only seen as points of light. It transformed Jupiter, Saturn, and their moons from mysteries into living places, each with its own storms, volcanoes, atmospheres, and secrets. It carried our curiosity beyond the planets, beyond the edge of the sun's domain, and into the vast ocean of interstellar space. Now, as it drifts farther into the infinite dark, Voyager continues to embody a truth about us. We are explorers. We are dreamers. We are restless beings who cannot stop asking questions. And as its faint signal reaches Earth, weaker than a household light bulb yet still heard across billions of kilometers, it speaks to us like an echo from our own spirit. It asks us, what lies beyond the horizon? Who are we, truly? And how far will we dare to go? Voyager may one day fall silent, but its journey will never truly end. For as long as it drifts among the stars, it carries our story, not just of what we built, but of who we were when we first touched the edge of forever.